You've probably heard about people who collect rare cars or art pieces, but what about wine? In the past 50 years, collecting rare bottles of wine has become an obsession for serious wine collectors. And these collectors are willing to pay any price to ensure that they obtain the most exclusive wines made. This is the 5 most expensive wine bottles in the world. Welcome to Wine Basics by Philip Pino, where we create wine education videos for beginners and wine lovers. For this video, we are going to start with a bonus. So at number 6, Chateau Cheval Blanc 1947. Founded in the 15th century, Chateau Cheval Blanc is one of Saint-Émilion's most famous estates. During the 6 centuries of existence, the consistent production of fine wine has made it famous worldwide. A new winery was constructed in 1944 and is now classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The 1947 Cheval Blanc is considered one of the best vintages that the Chateau has ever made, as well as one of the best wines of the century. The 1947 vintage is considered as a wine that defies the laws of enology. The growing season was very difficult due to exceptionally hot weather. The winemaker used risky methods to produce only 110,000 bottles. The defects in the wine were transformed into a combination of voluptuous flavors and lush texture, which makes it beautiful to drink. The vintage has risen to cult status and the prices have skyrocketed as the quantities diminish. The imperial bottle, the equivalent to 6 liters, was sold for $304,375. This wine was auctioned off by Christie's in 2010. It is estimated that if the buyer decides to hold on to the newly acquired treasure, it could age another 50 years, which would be around 2060. Number 5. Chateau Mouton Rothschild 1945. Originally named Brand Mouton, the property was purchased by Baron Nathaniel de Rothschild in 1953 as he wished to make his own wine to serve his guests. The property was eventually named Chateau Mouton Rothschild. In 1922, Baron Philippe de Rothschild, the great-grandson of Nathaniel, took over the reins. At the time of the 1945 vintage, Chateau Mouton Rothschild was only classified as a second growth in the 1855 Bordeaux classification system. Baron Philippe was relentless, and in 1973, the wine finally received Premier Grand Cru Classé. Artist Philippe Julian was commissioned for the 1945 label artwork, which has a V for the defiant words Année de la Victoire, which means Year of Victory, marking the end of the Second World War. This was significant because Baron Philippe was an exiled Jew and had to flee to England. The end of World War II meant he could return to his beloved chateau. The bottle is a 3-liter Jeroboam, which holds 4 standard bottles and was sold to a private collector in 1997. And just to note, the artists are not paid in money, but with 10 cases of Mouton when they create a special label. With the reputation of this chateau, this sounds like a very well-paid piece of artwork. Number 4. Screaming Eagle Cabernet Sauvignon 1992. The first vintage of Screaming Eagle was made in 1992 and is arguably the most prestigious cult wine in the United States. This limited edition Bordeaux blend, with Cabernet Sauvignon as the majority of the blend, is made by the famous winemaker Heidi Barrett. The estate, located in Oakville, Napa Valley, produces a minuscule 500 to 600 cases annually of this exceptional wine. It fetches high prices at auction houses and is featured on the wine list of the creme de la creme restaurants that boast very expensive fine wine lists. The bottle was put up for sale at a charity auction in Napa Valley when it was less than a decade old. The wine was only available on a limited release in 1995, and therefore, as with all fine wines that are hard to attain, its value and desirability rose to cult status, such that one buyer was willing to pay a cool $500,000 to add it to their private wine collection. Number 3. Domaine de la Romanée-Conti, Romanée-Conti 1945. Domaine de la Romanée-Conti, often shortened to DRC, was founded in 1942 in the Vaud-Romany region of Burgundy, France. One of the scarcest, most expensive, and frequently ranked as one of the finest wines in the world, Romanée-Conti has over 1,500 years of history. Under the care of two winemakers, Albert de Vallon and Henri Frédéric Roche, with the additional help from Lalou Bez-Leroy between 1974 to 1992, DRC Estate remained under their meticulous leadership until the death of Henri Frédéric in 2018. This cult status estate in Vosne-Romanée is the most legendary estate in Burgundy, and the prices of the wines are a testament to this. Sotheby's New York sold the bottle at auction in 2018. Only 600 bottles of this 1945 were made, often referred as a unicorn vintage. Until only a few years ago, it was the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold. Number 2. The Setting Wines Glass Slipper Vineyard 2019. In 2014, three friends, including winemaker Jesse Katz, who spent 15 harvests working at famous estates such as Chateau Petrus, joined together and created the Setting Wines to create a collection of luxury wines. The wines are made from grapes that are sourced from the finest grape growers in Sonoma and Napa counties. The estate is renowned for creating unique bottles for charity auctions that fund important causes, such as the Tony Hawk Foundation, which works to help low-income youngsters, or the Ellen DeGeneres Fund, which helps to save endangered mountain gorillas. This wine is made from Cabernet Sauvignon from the Glass Slipper Vineyard in Coombsville, California. Produced in a vintage that only made 900 standard-sized bottles, it was a rare opportunity for a collector to acquire this limited edition 6-liter bottle, which helped to boost its value at a local fundraising event. And finally, the most expensive wine in the world, number 1, Chateau Petrus 2000 Cuvée de l'Espace. Regarded as one of the finest chateaux in Bordeaux, Chateau Petrus is located on the right bank and makes single varietal wine using only Merlot. This world-famous estate creates some of the most expensive wines in Bordeaux. Created in the mid-1750s, it is one of Pomerol's oldest estates. In November 2019, 12 bottles of the 2000 vintage were sent into space, where they aged in the International Space Station for 14 months. After 400 days spent orbiting Earth, traveling 186 million miles in zero gravity, it was brought back to Earth in January 2021 in SpaceX Space Dragon. The privately funded project on the effects of food and wine was carried out by Space Cargo. Tasted by a panel of experts at the University of Bordeaux's Wine Institute in March 2021, it was compared to that of a cellar-aged vintage. The Celestial wine displayed a stronger expression of smoky notes and floral aromatics, which are typical attributes of Petrus wine. In addition to the bottle being aged in space, it was also housed in a specially designed cupboard, which almost took 1,000 hours to make. The buyer was given a bonus bottle of the same vintage cellared at the chateau, a corkscrew made of a piece of meteorite, a decanter, and glasses. Space Cargo has received the proceeds from the auction to continue its valuable research in space. And that's the 5 most expensive wines in the world with a bonus wine. Comment below the most expensive bottle of wine that you've ever spent your money on.